Belfast and Beyond is hosted by Baxter Travel Media. We have a fantastic presentation scheduled for you today, and our presenters include from Tourism Ireland, Louise, Emer from Castle Leslie, Assumpta from the Armagh Tourist Board, and Tanya from Fermanagh Lakelands. I'm seeing that we are echoing. I would like to request that all presenters please turn off their speakers at this time. Audience, you may keep them on, of course. We'll be starting momentarily, and we'll be leading off with Louise from Tourism Ireland. Once again, if you do have any questions or concerns, please feel free to write them in chat box, and the moderator will be happy to assist you. Thank you, and we'll be starting momentarily.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. My name is Louise. I'm from Tourism Ireland, and today's webinar we're going to look at Belfast and Beyond. So we have three partners today with us. We have Emer from Castle Leslie, we have Assumpta from Armagh Tourist Board, and we have Tanya from Fermanagh Lakelands. So an important thing to remember is that Ireland is a very small island. It's very accessible to get around by car. And it is important to remember that the car journey from Dublin to Belfast is only 2 hours. We have two year-round airlines directing from Toronto to Dublin. They are Air Canada Rouge and Aer Lingus. We have two seasonal airlines, Air Transat and WestJet. And we have a new airline service from Halifax to Dublin, the Europe Air Post. So you have plenty to choose from. An important thing to remember is that Canada and Northern Ireland, the connection goes way back. Generations. Today, 3 million people living in Canada claim Ulster Scots heritage. So as I mentioned, Belfast City is only a 2-hour drive from Dublin. Belfast is the capital and the largest city of Northern Ireland. In recent times, Belfast has gone through some major rebuilds. To avail of some of their fresh farmers projects. Is a black taxi tour and gives you a great insight into the history of Belfast City. Beyond Belfast, the series was filmed in different locations. Famous Giant Causeway can be down on Lough Erne or just If you'd like to take in some scenery from the comfort of your own car, the Causeway Coastal Route is a 120 miles self-drive. If you do have any questions at all or need any further information, you can visit our website, ireland.com, or you can contact us on our contact number. Thank you very much for listening.
Hello everybody, I'm here to introduce St Patrick's Country and the areas of Armagh and Downpatrick. My focus will mainly be on Armagh, but we work closely with our counterparts in Downpatrick, so I will give a brief overview at the end as well of the places to visit there. And just to give you a bit of background, Armagh and Downpatrick are at the heart of celebrating the life of St Patrick and are the areas recognised as having the most significance to the life of St Patrick. It was in Armagh that St Patrick established his great stone church, and it's in Downpatrick that he is reputed to have been buried. I'm just going to move on to the map. Apologies, this is taking a few minutes to load. Oh, yeah, here it is now. So both Armagh and Downpatrick are centrally located just south of Belfast. The two areas are about an hour away from each other, with Armagh being only 45 minutes from Belfast and 90 minutes from Dublin, making it suitable as a base location for a one-day visit or a stop-off point when travelling between Belfast and Dublin. It's also if you were staying in Castle Leslie also. I'm just going to give you some background information on Armagh. So Armagh is the oldest city in Ireland and an area which has an influence over the island of Ireland for 6,500 years. It's a city steeped in history and heritage with lots of stories and unique elements. Armagh is Ireland's ecclesiastical capital, and it also seats both heads of the principal churches in Ireland, and that being the Church of Ireland and Roman Catholic Church. On the slide we have before us, we have St Patrick's Church of Ireland Cathedral, and this cathedral stands on the hill from which the city of Armagh derives its name, which is Ard Machcha, which means the height of Mecca. And the cathedral is built on the site where St Patrick mounted his first stone church in 445 AD. The cathedral is also the burial place of Brian Boru, who was the High King of Ireland. In 2014 we celebrated his millennium anniversary. Visitors to the cathedral can enjoy a guided tour of the cathedral, including a visit to the cathedral crypt. On the hill where the cathedral stands, there's three attractions in close proximity, and those being Armagh Public Library, which you'll see in a few slides on, and number 5 Vickers Hill, which is a museum associated with the library. Apologies, it seems my slides are jumping a little here. One saint, St Patrick's. He disturbed a doe and its fawn. He lifted the fawn and set it on a neighbouring hill. So it's thought by local people that this was a clear indication by St. on St Patrick's Day. It took over are both available from either during a mass or a service, or they arrange meet and greets from the cardinals and the archbishop's offices. There's also use of music rooms for rehearsals as well, and we work hard to generate audiences for is a slide of Navan Fort or Iron, and it's associated with the transformation ceremony. You can hear about the Ulster cycle of here on the Christian heritage and St. Patrick's aspect of Armagh, but there are many other special things to experience. We also have an unmatched Georgian art One of these centres is Armagh 17th and 18th century books, which visitors can view with the use of white gloves. The library also holds important collections and a first edition of Dean Swift's Gulliver's Travels with his handwritten notes, as well as 1835 ordnance maps of the 32 counties of Ireland. So again, it's a fantastic resource, and there's something to suit everybody. Moving on now, we're going sort of outside the city. Armagh is known as Orchard County of Ireland due to the 4,000 acres of apple orchards. Most of these apples are Armagh Bramley, and they go into producing ciders, apple juice and baked goods. Our local artisan producers are now opening their orchards to visitors, so visitors can come along, have guided tours, see the production process, have a go at making some apple juice that they can take away with them, and can sample some of the local produce. So again, it's more an experiential approach, and we're keen to sort of build on that as well. And moving on to accommodation now. There are numerous accommodation options in Armagh. I've already said we're quite close to Castle Leslie, and within the city we also have two hotels, the Armagh City Hotel and the Charlemont Arms Hotel. Both hotels are conveniently located in the city centre. We have numerous approved B&Bs available, and we also have the recently refurbished Armagh City Youth Hostel right in the city centre. So this is suitable for those of you who are dealing with educational groups or visiting sports groups. There are also plans in place to convert one of Ireland's most historic buildings, Armagh Jail, into a 4-star boutique hotel, which we're hoping will be completed within the next few years. The hotel itself, the jail itself, is currently operating as a pop-up tourist attraction in summer and high season as well. My final slide is just moving on to Downpatrick. Hopefully you can see the slide. On the top left-hand corner we have St. Patrick's reputed burial site, which is in the grounds of Down Cathedral. Down Cathedral is a Church of Ireland cathedral, which dates back to 1183, a similar sort of time as St. Patrick's Church of Ireland Cathedral. On the top right-hand side you will see the St. Patrick's Centre. This is the only permanent exhibition dedicated to St. Patrick in the world. So in here you can see an exhibition entitled In St. Patrick's Footsteps, and this presents an authentic view of St. Patrick through his own words. In the bottom right-hand side you'll see Saul Church, which is a replica of St. Patrick's first church in Ireland. Again, this is a good venue for visiting choral groups. Other points of interest in Downpatrick include St. Patrick's Landing Point at Saul and Strail Wells, a group of heating wells strongly associated with St. Patrick. I am moving on to my last slide, which has my contact details in it. We work along with tour operators to help you plan your itinerary. As I said, I'll just give a brief overview of the Christian heritage aspect. There are many other things to see and do in Armagh, so please feel free to contact me if you would need any further information. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone, and we'll be passing it over to Tanya at Fermanagh Lakelands. And we'll All right, Tanya, whenever you're ready.
Okay, thank you very much. This is the Fermanagh Lakelands. We're situated in the southwest of Northern Ireland. We're about an hour and a half drive from Belfast and 2 hours northwest of Dublin. The area is known as a lakeland paradise, and that's because it is dominated by a 50-mile long stretch of waterway called Lough Erne, which goes the entire length of the county. So a lot of our attractions and accommodation provision all has the lake as a backdrop. It's a very picturesque, rural, quiet part of Ireland. You can see some of the views of the lake here. It's very uncommercialised. It's a very popular haven for people coming to canoe or to cruise. It's a fabulous place to explore the lakelands. We also would have a number of historical islands in our region, and when you're out cruising the lake, you can pop onto these islands. They're usually ancient monastic dwelling sites, and there's a lot of history and heritage to explore. We also have an awful lot of unique attractions as well. We have museums. Enniskillen Castle is right in the centre of Enniskillen. It's actually an island town. It's completely surrounded by water. And one of the best ways of seeing the castle is by taking some of the boat trips that you can see on screen now. These boats can take anything up to about 50 people, and you can go on. There'll be a guide on board. They'll tell you all about the attractions that you're seeing from the waterway, and it's a lovely way to explore the lakelands. One of our most unique attractions, which is on screen, is the Marble Arch Caves, and they are the only cave system in the north of Ireland which are open to the public. And part of the tour is actually an underground boat journey in electric boats which just glide through the underwater lakes. We are also very close to the Ulster American Folk Park near Omagh, and this is again a very popular tourist attraction in Northern Ireland, and it basically tells the whole story of how the Irish emigrated to America and how they lived in Ireland, and then how they lived once they moved over to the States. We also have some very unique historic properties. Belle Isle Estate and Castle has got beautiful bedrooms that you can come and stay in a lovely estate. There is also a cookery school on site which is open to residents and non-residents. And this other beautiful castle in our region is called Crum Castle. It was actually used for a BBC television series recently called Blandings. But you can come here and have private parties or a wedding or a small conference, or small family groups can come and stay, and again it's right by the lake shore. Another very popular property in our region now is the 5-star Lough Erne Resort, and this is where the world #1 golfer Rory McIlroy would have first played, and he actually used to be the touring professional for this golf resort. It's a beautiful property, again right on the lake shore. It has a fabulous golf course, and it's really popular with visitors that want to come to our region. We also have some lovely 4-star hotels, again right on the lake shore. This is the Killyhevlin Hotel right on the outskirts of Enniskillen town. It has a health centre and spa and has around 80 bedrooms. Another popular historic hotel is the Manor House Country Hotel, again about 10 minutes drive from Enniskillen, and again has 80 bedrooms. We also have great accommodation provision right in Enniskillen town itself, which is the main county town. So this is the 4-star Westville. We also have the Enniskillen Hotel, and we even have a motel for people that just want to come and get a bed and continental breakfast. We have, of course, some fabulous restaurant properties. Ireland is very famed for its food, and that is certainly true in the Fermanagh Lakelands as well. So we have a lot to offer people in the area. We're just right next door to Donegal and the Wild Atlantic Way, so it's a really popular place to come and visit. And we're also the home of the famous Belleek pottery, which is the oldest pottery in Ireland. So we would be delighted for your clients to come and visit us. We can help you with suggested itineraries. We also send out newsletters on a regular basis to agents on our database. So anybody that wants to receive information from us, we're quite happy to do that on a regular basis. So thanks for listening.
Fantastic. Thank you, Tanya. All right, now we will open the floor up for questions. So if anybody has questions for Louise, Emer, Assumpta, or Tanya, please feel free to write them in the chat box now, and we'll be reading them aloud. Okay, I do see that Debbie is writing something. Okay, so this will be for Louise at Tourism Ireland. Do you ever do fam trips?
Hi Debbie, yeah, we do a number of different fam trips. If you want to give us a call on our contact number and I can go through them with you. We usually send them out by email in spring and in fall. So if you sent me your contact details, or we could have a chat about them, and then you'd get the email when we're arranging our fam trips. So our contact number is 416-925-6368. If you want to give me and I can go through it with you.
Okay, and I see that Sue has requested that we show the first information slide from Tourism Belfast. So I will open that up, and that will be for the Armagh Tourist Board. Okay, and Andre would like to request if we could repeat the number for the fam trips, so I'll pass that over to Louise.
Hi Andre, it's 416-925-6368, or you could alternatively email me. My name's Louise, and it's lbeirne, B-E-I-R-N-E, @tourismireland.com.
Okay, and Lois would like to ask if there's any genealogy research assistance available. So I'll transfer that over to Louise, as I expect she might be able to assist us. Thank you.
Hi Lois, there are genealogists all over the island of Ireland. I wouldn't have any specific contact details for any of them specifically, but if you gave me an email address, I could definitely give you some information on how to find them. You can contact them yourself and they'll kind of trace the records or help you as best they can, and they can bring you to the different sites. So if you want to give me an email, you can contact me at lbeirne@tourismireland.com.
Thank you, Lois, for that fantastic question. Now, Sue, we're just trying to find out which slide you would prefer. We do have Tourism Ireland's presentation as well as ARMA Tourist Board. So once again, let me grab that information for you. And for everybody else still listening, we will be providing a recording within 24 hours, and it'll have all of this information available, and we will also be sending out contact information for all of our presenters. So if you do have a question that occurs to you a little bit later in the afternoon, please don't hesitate to get in touch. We'll be happy to assist you. All right, I'm seeing that Sue would like to request the Tourism Ireland information, so let me pull that up for you. And that'll be just a quick second. And there you are. For any information, please feel free to contact www.ireland.com/ca, and that'll get you in touch with Louise, I expect, and she'll be happy to answer any of your questions. This will be the last call for questions. If anybody does have any, please feel free to write them in chat box, and one of the moderators will be happy to read them aloud for you. All right, well, it seems as though everybody has asked what they'd like to, so at this point I would like to thank very much Louise, Emer, Assumpta, and Tanya for joining us today and giving such a fantastic presentation. It is truly a wonderful destination, and I'm sure we're all very excited to maybe get the chance to visit there. I am seeing that Andre is typing. Oh, well, he's just saying thank you, and on behalf of all of us here at Baxter and at Tourism Ireland, I would like to thank you for joining us today, and have a